6:38, welcome back to Good Day Columbia, as we do every week, getting ready to hopefully secure the SE East win for the Gamecocks. Joining us from the leftoverhotdog.com blog, LJ Dragner. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning.
First of all, congratulations, by the way. You were so close
Very
on your
close.
prediction, your score prediction of Mississippi State last weekend.
I know. I was bound to get one closer, right?
Right, right. How do you think they played overall?
Yeah, overall good. I'll take a 34-16 win.
Right.
Shaw, 4 passing touchdowns.
Sure.
Mike Davis looked good. Defense had 5 turnovers, most turnovers this season.
Mm-hmm.
Played overall well. Noon game, can't expect much.
Right, homecoming,
Yeah, a lot of festivities, but overall, team looked good. Mississippi State, they're a quality team, but they're not on the same level.
Just not the same on par. So.
But, they more total yards.
Mm-hmm.
They moved the ball, but
yeah, they didn't play horribly. They just got. I think they just
those
got
5 turnovers, make a big difference.
Got beat, though. So sure enough.
But Mike Davis, had another 7th on the season, 100-yard rushing game. So he's good. Looking
good, guys. All right, so now we're kind of easing into to the run for the title. I mean, because they didn't lose, because they were able to beat Mizzou, the Gamecocks are actually still in the run for the SCE's title. So what's going to have to happen for make this happen now? We're getting right down to the wire.
Yeah, I'd like to say, Cyclone just has to win out, and they'll get to Atlanta. But
sure,
this late in the season, you need help.
Right.
And
okay. Well, let's take a look at. We've got a couple of scenarios and what's going to happen. We're going to start with scenario 1, which is Mizzou. So what's going to happen?
So Mizzou, they hold the head-to-head over Georgia.
Right.
They have the best overall East if they can, beat Kentucky in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
But the remaining games are Kentucky, Ole Miss, and A&M. I guess they play Ole Miss this weekend, or Kentucky this weekend.
Right.
But,
so what's got to happen over here for these guys?
First scenario would be Georgia beats Auburn. Cyclone would beat Florida next week.
Okay.
But Missouri would lose to Ole Miss, Kentucky, or A&M. They just have to lose one, so Cyclone would all be tied.
What are the odds that they're going to lose? I mean, they've been playing well except for the Gamecocks, and even then it was a darn fine football
Ole
game.
Miss and A&M are both quality teams, and they could definitely lose. Ole Miss is on the road. A&M's at the end of the season. They could lose either one of those teams. I think it's a pretty good chance that they would lose to Ole Miss or A&M. I don't think they're going to win out. But so they would hold a tiebreaker over Georgia, and then it would come 3-team tie would go to the overall East record, and they would be 6-1. So they would go. They would go to Atlanta.
They get that by default. Go to Atlanta by default.
That's right.
Okay.
They would also go to Atlanta if everybody wins out.
Right, because they still got the same.
They would have the best record in the East.
Okay. All right.
They have the best record in the So.
All right. How about this, LJ? Okay. So another scenario for you. USC builds Florida. UGA beats Auburn. Scenario number 3. Let's take a look at Georgia.
Scenario 3. Yeah, Georgia would hold a head-to-head over Cyclone.
Since
they won that game. East records would be the same. But this scenario would say Ole Miss would lose 2.
Okay.
So they'd have 3 losses.
So they've got to lose 2. Mizzou's got to lose 2 for this scenario to kick into play.
Yeah. So then Georgia, USC would go head-to-head, and Georgia would hold the tiebreaker based on their game. So that's how Georgia would get there.
Okay.
That's a lot. I don't think Mizzou's going to lose to Ole Miss.
Right. I mean, that's a lot. For a team that's been, 6-1 record.
7-1. Yeah.
Losing three games in a row is going to be tough.
Yeah. Well, just losing 2 games in a row would be. I think Missouri's better than that, and I think they will lose to Ole Miss or A&M.
Okay.
They won't lose to both of them.
Very good. We're going to continue on with LJ Dragner from the leftoverhotdog.com to talk about USC, what's going to have to happen for USC to get set up to head to Atlanta. And, of course, we'll explain the entire the 2 and 3 game head-to-head. If you're not sure what that head-to-head means, we're going to break it all down for you as we celebrate all things Gamecock here on a bye week. The guys get to sleep in on Saturday. So stick around. We're going to continue on with LJ Dragner. Much. Continuing on here with LJ Dragner, the blog, the leftoverhotdog.com, the definitive Gamecock blog, I guess you could say. Talking about what's going to have to happen here in the for USC in the SC East to go ahead and get to Atlanta coming up. It's January, right? When is the
December.
December. Okay.
Yes.
It is in
First
December.
week in December.
That's when. Okay. I'm sorry about that. But a couple of things we talked about: UGA, Mizzou. Let's see how it's going to have to stack up and things are going to play out for USC in order for those guys to
right. So Cyclone needs some help. Cyclone needs to beat Florida.
Right.
Next Saturday. They also need Auburn to lose or Georgia to lose to Auburn next Saturday. Which I think is going to happen.
All right, so these guys got to lose here.
Got to lose there.
They've got to win. They've got to win Florida.
Cyclone's got to beat Florida.
How does Mizzou play into that equation then?
And this is Missouri only has to lose 1. You want Missouri to lose just to Ole Miss or A&M. It doesn't matter which one. That way, Georgia will have a 3rd loss, and Missouri and Cyclone will be tied. With 2 losses. Cyclone holds the head-to-head on the tiebreaker over Missouri since they beat Missouri 2 weeks ago.
So that happens automatically.
Right.
Okay. Well, and I mean, of course, the Clemson game doesn't matter. We're talking just SEC only games.
Just SEC. So Coastal, Clemson.
So it doesn't really much matter. They got to play well, obviously, for Gamecock Nation. You want to beat them, but it doesn't matter when we're talking about the SEC title. All right, let's go ahead and just break down real quick. So if you're just kind of confused about the head-to-head and how that works in the tie-break system in the SEC.
Right. So we're looking at a 3-team tie or 2-team tie.
Let's take a look at a 2-team tie first.
2-team tie.
What has to happen?
First thing they would look at is head-to-head.
Okay.
So Georgia, South Carolina lost to Georgia.
Right.
So they would hold the head-to-head. South Carolina beat Missouri, so South Carolina would hold the tiebreaker over Missouri.
So if it's head-to-head here with UGA and Georgia, then we're going to lose.
Yes. We lost to Georgia in Athens earlier in the season. And then 3-team tiebreaker would be head-to-head. Will they each wash out? So it would go to the next, which would be your overall East record.
Okay.
So at that point, Missouri would go.
So right now, if UGA loses and USC loses, these guys win all 3, they're automatic.
They're automatically
They're going to have it.
Yeah. Or if everybody wins out, they're automatically
If UGA is losing, they're out. But if USC wins, continues to win, they lose 1, then you're head-to-head, and because they beat Mizzou, they win.
Yes, yes.
Did you get all that at home? My gosh.
Yeah,
I mean, it does make sense when you look at it.
It's confusing, but South Carolina really needs to cheer for Auburn next weekend, and then Ole Miss and A&M at the end of the season. Because South Carolina's SEC season is, once they play Florida,
and what do you
think
when you're playing SEC, does it matter that we have 1 SEC game left and these guys got 3?
No, that's just kind of the way the schedule sets up.
Right.
We were very front heavy, but
I mean, I think it puts a lot of pressure. They've got to win. Whereas Coastal and Clemson, it doesn't really matter when the SEC. These pressures are here on Mizzou. Right.
Yeah. This is the way the schedule worked out, but the pressure definitely is on Missouri.
Okay.
I think South Carolina can beat Florida.
We got just about a couple of seconds left. Real quick, just Florida, and we're going to talk about it in depth next week. But we're going to beat Florida.
Yes, I think so. Good defense. Terrible offense.
Okay,
and I think that
we'll
kind of plays in our hands.
Sure enough. All right, guys. LJ Dragner, the leftoverhotdog.com is the blog, the definitive Gamecock blog. Thank you for the in-depth analysis, as always, my friend. Stick around. We got a lot more Good Day Columbia on the way. We're talking about some fantastic art and some spoken word for some of our friends that need a little help. Also, we're going to be eating some pizza in a little while. Don't go anywhere.
All right. Pizza.